in the playoffs on the road.
It's all over, baby. It's all over.
Soft rim breeze. He was going to stand and watch. Tasting around on the side. I know the field.
Throws his
Feet in your trap.
More pressure. Sheldon Rankins came through. And now 10 seconds remain in what could be a heartbreaking loss for the Vikings. And a thrilling come from behind win for the Saints. Winner goes to Philly. Steps into it.
Michael. Fucking amazing. Holy shit. What was he doing?
I see Marcus Williams here. He has a shot. I'm not sure really what he's thinking, Joe. He comes in.
I don't know what I'm thinking.
He just all he's got to do is make a play.
And dope and mustard and bologna, liquor and
Yeah, we go. This is John Mack for Vantage Point. I'm covering the 4 playoff games. I'll save the best for last, and we'll go in order of how they were played. First quarter is uneventful. You had a field goal, and then you have the turnover from Ajayi. Fall started off really bad, and the only way he made any yardage was by pass interference calls. Almost have the second turnover from Philly. Brown fumbles and recovers, and Foles takes a sack, which takes him out of field goal range. Now, in a game that wasn't high scoring, this could have cost them. And I don't know if this gives you a lot of confidence going forward. Then there was a little bugbear for me here as well. These guys don't wrap up the running backs. I mean, wrap him up. Put your arms around him. You're not going to stop him by shouldering him. Wrap him up and then hold on to him for dear life. Imagine he's the truck and you're the trailer. And eventually some of your friends will come and help you get him down. The second stupid thing in this game, why do you call delay of game and then you say which number it is? Delay of game is always going to be the quarterback. We don't need to know this. Who else is it going to be?
Round play clock at 0, and they just do get it off. There's a flag. It may have been delay of game. I don't know.
To the snap, delay game. Offense number 2, 5-yard penalty.
And last week, time of possession was the most important thing in all this game. And this is my new thing. Top. You got to take the top off, baby. Time of possession. But the only guy that proved that wrong was Drew Brees. Second quarter, Philly recovers another fumble. Now this is the second fumble they've recovered, and they've already turned it over once. Taking the field goal. Going for it in 4th down. I know it's playoffs, and I know you're playing for keeps, but I still would have. It just felt desperate for me going for it on 4th down. I was wrong. Blunt goes in for the touchdown. You have another turnover for Atlanta. Second turnover in the first half for the Phillies. Now, I said time of possession wins games, but turnover, certainly. If you win the turnover battle, I don't know what percentages is, but it's in a high percentile. If you win the turnover battle, you're going to win the game. Then you have Atlanta. Now, I felt they were idiots, right? They couldn't score in the red zone. And then Matt Ryan comes up with a piece of brilliance. Flipping the ball, a little hoop shot to his receiver, and they get a touchdown. I think Philly's going to take it easy, but no, actually there was enough time left, so they were doing the 2-minute drill going back the other way. He throws a stone dead intercept to one of the corners or the safeties, and it's the immaculate reception I think that is the biggest point in this game. If that safety or that corner caught that ball, this game is over. But it goes obviously, immaculate reception into the receiver's hands, and I think they had a 53-yard field goal, which I missed, but that wasn't the point. The points weren't the point, and the points going the other way was the point. 1 second on the clock, and they missed a field goal. So this is first half stats, most important stats. Time of possession was the same. I think Atlanta at 14:38, Philly 15:22. No difference there. Biggest thing here, Atlanta had 2 turnovers. And they only got 3 points out of that, which that tells the story. So they started off the second half. Alshon Jeffries has not been involved. He's only had 2 catches, I think, in the whole first half. And then he gets his second catch in the first half. And then after that, 3 catches in a row. After you've only got 1 ball in the first half. And that really showed a change. So that should give Philly some hope. Got a good pass to Jai. He drops it. And they're forced to go for the field goal. It makes it 10-12. Then you have Atlanta trying to catch them offside. And instead of just taking delay of game and going 5 yards back, they take a timeout. You should know what you're doing there, right? So you're wasting a timeout. We should just delay of game. I think they were on the 50-yard line or something. They could have just taken delay of game, gone back, kicked the ball, and done what they wanted to do in the first place without taking the timeout. Bad coaching once again from Atlanta. So I think it was there was 2 minutes left, and I was getting worried for Philly. I wanted them to win. I don't have a dog in this fight, but I wanted Philly to win. Come on, 1 seed. Everybody said when what's his name? Everybody said when Once in a Lifetime kind of went down, their chances were over. I mean, 1 seed. We all understand the quarterback is important, we understand, but it's still a team game. When Atlanta was driving and down in a 2-minute drill, I thought, let them score, and give Foles a chance, give him some time left on the clock to go back the other way. And I was wrong. I should have trusted the Phillies defense. I mean, they only kept him down to 10 points up until that stage, so shows what I know. And Julio Jones slipped, which helped a little. End of game. Philly wins 15-10. Listen to this. This is interesting reading. Foles, 23 for 30. 238 yards. It's not bad. That'll win a game in the playoffs. In the second half, Foles went 12 from 15 for 145 yards. So that means he had what? 70 yards? 60... 50, 80, 93 yards in the first half, not good, and 145 in the second. Philly showed why they were the number 1 seed, and if Foles plays a complete good game, they could beat the teams left in this competition. Not just plays good in 1 half, because I don't think you're going to get a Brady second half Super Bowl out of him. That's why you need him to play good in both halves. Remember, Foles was 8-2 when Mike Vick got injured in 2013. He's a good backup. He's a Case Keenum, Foles, Bortles. Fletcher Cox said they were disrespected. They got some respect back. Not that I think they lost any. Here we go. Second game. Titans versus New England. My boys are back in town. The Patriots. The GOAT. Before this game started, we already saw the underdog winning in the previous game. you can already see there's a difference between a number 1 seed being called the underdog and playing at home and winning, and the Titans coming to Foxborough and winning. I have to say, after the Titans scored that first touchdown, they marched 90 yards down the field and scored that touchdown. Foxborough was silent.
From the 15. Mariota going to the end zone. A one-handed catch by Davis, who did not score a touchdown all regular season. And the rookie, though, finds one here in Foxborough.
Peter in bounds here, but the one-handed catch. Left foot is in. He's got control there. His left knee's going to be down. Does the ball move?
Looks like he had it pinned to the body, control the whole way.
Touchdown. And this is the first pick of the draft. You said it. 5th pick, I believe, overall.
Yes, he was. 5th overall.
From Western Michigan. And they've been waiting for the breakout. His size and skill and speed are off the charts. Let's see that ball one more time. Yeah, that's a touchdown.
And it is confirmed.
Malcolm Butler getting over.
I was silent too. But they've seen it before. I guess it wasn't like they were booing like the Steelers were at the end of their game. They know the GOAT is there. Trust the GOAT. And in the second quarter, the Dion Lewis show started. You also had the 2 penalties on the Titans. I'm not going to talk. This is my team. I'm not going to talk a lot about this. I'll show you the highlights. Second half, Titans could do it if one of them was a penalty on playback, the other one, and you're always going to get a call go against you. It's not like the Patriots don't get any calls against them. It's just because they keep on winning. If you keep on winning, you're not going to remember the bad calls that go against you. And it's the teams that watch the Patriots also just remember them winning. They don't remember the bad penalties they got against them, do they?
Mitchell's on infraction by the defense. That 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Oh my goodness!
Last stats, 113 passing yards. 13 passing yards for Mariota, 206 passing yards for Brady in the first half. One thing that hurt the Titans was the 6 penalties against 2 penalties, which is actually funny. I think they had 2 penalties on special teams for the England. Old Billy Boy won't like that. Time of possession even. The third quarter, there's a big thing in this game. 8 sacks, boys. Look out. This defense, look out. I don't know if they're going to get 8 sacks against Bortles, but look out. Patricia dials up the blitzes. It's a wrap. You had garbage time. Mariota got a touchdown. Good receiver. That boy looks good. Patriots move on.
Drop back Brady. Lost it. Gets it. Gronkowski runs away. Bolden, the running back with the handle. Untouched. Untouched for the touchdown.
Here we go with the third game. Jagoffs at Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll keep on calling them the Jagoffs because that's what I think they are. But maybe I should, this game, change my mind a little bit. I call them as Jagoffs because they can't score 10-3 against the Bills. Come on. Bortles said he doesn't care. He cares a lot. You don't say I don't care if you don't care, do you? I'm sorry, Bortles. You were a Jagoff, but maybe you're not anymore. First drive, there was a little move on the line that I thought was a neutral zone infringement. That's the only thing I can say. I don't know how anybody missed it. And they went for it on a 4th down, which was ballsy, and I think that set the tone for the match. 7-0 Bortles, which didn't quiet the Steelers down, the Steelers crowd down like it did in New England. They should have shut their mouths down and bit down on their flippin' mouth guards and went out to play. But they took it easy. Oh, we got this. No, you don't got nothing. You know what they've been saying the whole year? Pittsburgh plays down to their opponents. Boy, the problem is they play down and then they came back. They've been in this position before. I'm missing a few touchdowns here, but let's just say it was 21-0. I'll go through those touchdowns. It's 21-0. And then Pittsburgh came back like they came back on a few teams in the season. And the problem was they just couldn't catch up with the opponent. Because every time they came back, Bortles would go back again. First pick for Big Ben. Here we go. Here we go. 5 picks in the previous match, and you could see when the corner picked it, it was like, told you. You were looking forward to the next game. You said that was just looking forward to the Patriots, and just pissed off the Jags. I mean, they picked him off 5 times, so if you're going by law of averages, they should at least get 2. The thing about this pick, they scored a touchdown, 14-0. And then, after they scored the second time, you've got a bad play call on 4th down. Unbelievably bad. Somehow somebody told Big Benny, you're not allowed to do any more quarterback sneaks, and they tried to run it out of the backfield, and you could count that as a turnover on that 4th down. Second quarter starts, 21-0 Jagoffs. Now, this was interesting to me because Ben had a wide. This was the start of the comeback for the Steelers in the second quarter. Ben had a wide open Jesse James, but decided to go for the impossible throw to Brown, and guess what? Brown caught it. Ben played out of his skin. I have to give it to him. Even with the turnovers, I don't think you can put this game on him. The Steelers are mounting a comeback, right? They're mounting a comeback. Have we seen this many times in this season? No, we haven't. Ngakwe forces the fumble. Defender picks it up, goes and scores. 28-7. Steelers have got a long road to go. 30 seconds left in the second quarter. 4th and 11. 30 seconds left. 4th and 11. But they didn't have much of a choice, did they? They had to go for it. Ben throws a bomb to Matavis Bryant. This isn't a bomb. This wasn't like one of those bombs they threw in the Second World War. This was a Scud missile. Scud missile with satellite guidance. Second half stats. Time of possession. Same. Strangely. At a 28-14 game. The time of possession was even. Total plays for plays and yards, 33 plays, 198 yards. Steelers 31, 186. This is weird. In any case, turnovers. Blake Bortle and 2 for old Benny, and directly wasn't a running back fumbling, it was Big Ben holding on to the ball line. Both turnovers directly attributed to Big Ben. Second half, third quarter. So, Fournette gets an injury on his ankle, and you think if they lose Fournette, this could turn out to be a hard day's work for the Jagoffs. What happened here, I thought this could turn the game a bit, but Ramsey got a penalty on him after Smith-Schuster pushed him into Brown when he was out of bounds. First I thought this was a bad call, but looking at it again, Ramsey did give him a bit of the old shoulder, so not the worst call I've ever seen. Then after the bad start and the 2 turnovers, a switch turned in Ben's head, and he went into GOAT mode and scored another brilliant pass to Brown, and it was 28-21. Now you've got the fourth down try of the game for the Steelers, and this should tell you something against this. Should tell you something about this game. So they try and throw it, another bad call, and it's incomplete. Now you have to give it to Bortles. It's 28-21. The pressure could get to him. They could fall away, and I was starting to think, this is Pittsburgh the whole year. This is what they've done. But Bortles goes for a deep ball. I think 2 plays later, you would think, they would shut it down. No, they didn't. They kept on playing. Bortles goes for the deep pass again, and a great catch. Great catch by Coles for 45 yards. It rushes it in. 35-21 21. Of the amount of fourth down tries that Pittsburgh has gone for instead of punting it. And another great throw, another great catch by Brown, and it's 35-28. Now all these great catches that Brown has made in the end zone, I just get the feeling if I'm the corner, foul him. Just get a penalty called on you because he doesn't get the touch. I know they're going to call a spot penalty, but you got to at least you give it your defense a chance to survive. But these Jags played great. They were there on every throw. I have to say, I'm a bit stressed for New England because these corners and safeties are really good. And just think about this. A week ago, the Jags scored 10 points against the Bills. This was a favourite bit for old Tommy Bohannon. Now, if you think about it, last week in the Bulls, the only touchdown in that game was very similar play. Which makes me think, how do you not prepare your team for this? It's almost the exact same play that they had there. So if you're watching film, there's only one touchdown you're watching, and they miss it. Bohannon is wide open. Touchdown.
Play action. Bortles upstairs, wide open. Tommy Bohannon. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Blake Bortles navigates a drive.
42-28. There's 2 minutes left. This game is over. 42-28. Ben could never come back from this. Ben goes through a gap, runs back, and then a rugby time, boys. Throw it backwards. Everybody's like, no, you can't throw it. You're over the line of scrimmage. No, he's not. He's thrown it backwards, you idiots. And Bell runs it in for a score. 35-42. And now it's this time, squeaky bum time. So if you're the Steelers, you've got 2 timeouts. Instead of trusting, I know they haven't stopped them, but if they're not going to stop them from the goal line, where Bortles has got more stress, right? What should we do if you're the Steelers? I know what we should do. Let's not put that pressure on Bortles. Let's do an onside kick, which we probably won't recover, and let him start from the 50-yard line instead of his own 10. It obviously didn't work out because they got in field goal range right quick, kicked the field goal over. 45-35. 10-point difference. You've got less than 2 minutes left. That's basically the game's. That's all, folks. Although Big Ben did go down and score again, but he scored with a big fat 0 left on the clock. And that's a wrap. My notes on this game. Most points ever scored at Heinz Field. Now that must make the Steel Curtain proud. This game is not a big bet. How can you put the game? Even with the turnovers, you can't put this in them. If you told the Steelers before the game, we'll give you 42 points, they would have bitten your hand off against this Jag-off defense. Jags move forward, and they've got the pleasure of meeting New England in the playoffs. Here we go! New Orleans Saints. Save the best for last. At Minnesota Vikings, home of this year's Super Bowl. You're not high scoring, but you've got Drew Brees, the legend. Not talked about enough legend, with all the numbers put up in his ears. And you've got good old third string, not backup, third string quarterback Case Keenum. The first thing that I picked up in this game was the protection Keenum had. I mean, he had all day to throw. If you're not going to put pressure on Keenum, you're going to make him look good. Not that I'm saying Keenum plays bad, but I mean, the only guy that I saw in this playoffs that had protection and still missed his throws was Bortles against the Bills. But if you give Keenum all day long, he can do a 20-yard throw, 10-yard throw. I don't know about 50, but he can do those 10, 20-yard throws pretty accurately. So you got to give it up to the offensive line.
Out of the back. 3rd down and 3. Extra men on the rush. Keenum floats right.
So Minnesota comes out like a bat out of hell. 7-0.
Toss to McKinnon. Jerick McKinnon gets a block for the touchdown.
McKinnon touchdown on a toss. The atmosphere in Minnesota is brilliant. That Viking horn, it just seems like a great place to hold the Super Bowl. Although if Minnesota gets them, it's a little unfair. But I mean, they earned it, so you can't call it a neutral field, can you? I think this is the first time in history that the home team will be in the Super Bowl. Well, in their home field where the Super Bowl's held. You know what I mean? The horn gives me the horn. Now, I just made a little note on my notes to check who the Vikings lost in the regular season. Now this is why I'm looking up the stats. I wanted to see why they were the 2nd seed, because I know why they're the 2nd seed, because they lost to the Panthers, and Philly beat the Panthers. Oh, they got a turnover. That's why they got the field goal. Drew Brees was horrible in the first half, let's be honest. C.O.A. got the turnover.
Will snap it to Ryan Quigley. Forbath. 20. 10-0. No deep shots yet. Here's one down the middle, and there's Ginn. He's picked. Sendejo.
So you've got the 2nd quarter. Keenum still has all day to throw the ball. Touchdown, Latavius Murray.
Maybe coming here.
3rd down and 8. Keenum all day. Throws back across the middle. 1st and goal. Murray, right side, bouncing. Touchdown, Minnesota.
17-0 in the first half, mind you. The 2 pass interference calls helped Keenum there, but still they got the touchdown. It doesn't matter how you get there as long as you get there. So Brees is, obviously they need to score now. They're down 17-0 and Brees is moving the ball down the field. What happens? Turnover number 2 for Brees.
2nd and 9. That ball's tipped and picked. Anthony Barr back the other way.
Even though they had the turnover, you have to say that the Saints did well because the Vikings did not score any points on this turnover. So, the way I see it, if you have a turnover, you lose time of possession, but if the other team doesn't score, it doesn't affect you that badly. One thing in this game, a lot of the big screens came back. Shout out to Sean McVay. Story of the first half, Keenum had all day and Brees was horrible. And he had a paper mache offensive line. Saints had 92 penalty yards called on them. Saints missed a field goal. The Vikings missed a field goal as well. Turnovers 2 for the Saints. No turnovers, very importantly, for the Vikings. And you had 6 penalties, once again, penalties costing the other team on the Saints. First quarter. So, Minnesota's team, this is a team, real meaning of a team. They've been bonded by adversity. Look at everything that's gone on. The backup has gone down. They've had injuries. Teddy Bridgewater going down last year. I mean, this is not adversity that's just happened in this season. It's been over the last 2 or 3 seasons. They've bonded together and just decided flat out, look, doesn't matter what happens, we can still win. So this is a real team. So Sendejo had the turnovers, knocked out by Thomas, and this kid Thomas is a real deal, baby. I personally think he's better than a Flash Face over there in New York. You know what I'm talking about.
2nd down and 10 now. Brees, end zone, has a man, touchdown, Michael Thomas.
I think this is the moment. This is where it turns. Keenum throws that turnover that everybody's been expecting him to do. I mean, even his own coach doesn't look like he believes in him.
A little for Keenum. Keenum, who's coming off that sack. Last time he had it, up for grabs and picked off by Marcus Williams.
We move into the fourth quarter, and at this stage the Vikings has lost two of their backfield defenders, Sendejo and Cooks. Cooks was in a medical tent. I think he did come back. And then, what have you got? You've got this kid I just told you about, Thomas, going down for a touchdown on a good throw, Michael Thomas, and it's 14-17. And it seems like the bell is tolling for the Vikings, not the horn blowing.
Fake toss, pass, caught, touchdown Saints! Michael Thomas.
Now, there's been some bad coaching. I mean, this was such a great match. You can't put... It's not like the Steelers game where you want to blame the coaches for their loss. But you have to say, wasting 2 timeouts. I don't know who's advising him. I know the one was right in front of him. But even if it's right in front of you, you ask the guys upstairs, listen, just double check that. I guess you have to believe your own eyes. But both of them, they were clearly bad challenges, which lost Peyton 2 timeouts. So you can feel it. You can feel the tension in the game. And Keenum moves them down to get another field goal, and it's 2014. And they've never been down. The Vikings have kept up. They've kept on batting. They've never been behind on the score. And what is old Drew Brees? He had a horrible first half, and he comes back and plays a phenomenal second half. And obviously you've got Peyton, you know what he does. And when it works out, it's great. When it doesn't, you're going to get criticism. And they do a trick play on third down, doesn't work. This is the one thing, this is the difference between the Saints and the Steelers. Their defense is for real. I know it was special teams, but still their defense played well. So special teams comes, they had to turn the ball over, and special teams blocks the field goal, gives them a short field. And you think Drew Brees took advantage of that? Of course he did.
End zone. Pass is caught for the touchdown, Kamara.
Throw by Brees. Kamara goes in. He was a bit missing in the game, but hey, he came up big. 21-20. Vikings first time in the game, they're behind. So Keenum, all this happens. I think 4 scoring plays in the last 2 minutes. Now you've already had one. You've had the touchdown. And to show how clutch he is, Keenum drives him down, but he leaves a little bit of time left on the clock, unfortunately. So this is the second score. Vikings take the lead again. What does Brees do? Drives him back. Now the only thing I can fault him, but you can't... No, I'm not even going to say it. But they should have gotten one more first down, and that was the game. But they got third down, they were forced to kick. No times out, mind you, which did cost them. So they kicked it over. I think there was 28 seconds left. Everybody thinks the game is over. And the game was over, wasn't it? 25 seconds left. Right, they've got to move it down the field. Not impossible. But I think there was 70, I don't know. Just look at the play. And all I've got to say is, what the hell?
Let his own guys move. First and 15. Pass to Diggs. First down. They got to use a timeout, I would think. And Keenum steps into it. Pass is caught. Diggs! Sideline! Touchdown! Unbelievable! Vikings win it!
see Marcus Williams here. He has a shot. I'm not sure really what he's thinking, Joe. He comes in, he's got him dialed in, and all he's got to do is make a play. And even if he catches it, you tackle him in bounds, the game is over. And I know Diggs, he's catching this, he's expecting somebody to hit him. And he turns around, heck, nobody's there. And he's off to the races, and it's pandemonium.
Coming up, what we've seen. Vikings at Philly. I think the Vikings will take it. That's my prediction. I just think they've got an all-round... Well, Philly's got an all-round team as well. But there's Foles. Even though Foles played okay, Keenan played better. And that's why I'm giving it to the Vikings and their defense. Jaguars. The Jaguars let the Steelers score 42 points. Now, on the other hand, you could say they only let the Bulls score 3, and they've got a good secondary. But I'm not going to bet against my team, and I'm not going to bet against the GOAT. New England takes it, and we've got a Vikings, New England Super Bowl.
Like liquor and whores, liquor and whores, cigarettes and dope and mustard and bologna, liquor and